We head into the semifinals of the North American qualifier for Ranked Royale. We have Chronic versus AJ in our semifinal, Wisty and OSM in the other one. Nailed it yet again. He's the best to ever do it. Chat, here we go. We got ourselves a nice matchup. Chronic versus AJ. The 2 and 3 seeds coming into this qualifier based on their ranked performance. And you probably saw a good amount of both of these players' ranked games in the process of making it to this event. AJ, I think you saw mostly on stream. I don't know how many YouTube videos he's been uploading recently, but he streams a ton. If you haven't already checked him out, twitch.tv/AJ. Certainly worth a look. And maybe we'll get to see him live. I don't know if he'd go live later today, but in the coming days for sure, as he is often live. Chronic, on the other hand, a YouTube main. If you haven't seen Chronic and his YouTube videos, I think they're akin to, apparently Jack videos in terms of his 1v1 grind. And I know we've seen at least a few of them in preparation for making it high in this tournament. Chronic is going to get his first goal of the event after stealing the ball away from AJ and booming in a long shot. The stash is looking musty. Wait, is that a compliment? Because musty is a figure in the Rocket League scene, or is it just bad? It seems like under normal circumstances, it's just bad to say, right? Had a vid playing versus First Killer, AJ, and Wavy last week. With the mid, are you doing thumbnails for Chronic, or are you also editing for him? AJ, he has gotten a series to warm up, and he's coming off the back of 3 straight wins over Evo, and he's just trying to keep that momentum going. His aerial game is on point now. It certainly wasn't at the start of that series. He's the editor. Great to see. Chronic. Air dribble into the reset. The wave dash catch and shot. There was a long time in 1v1 where this was like the main form of attack. A mix of everything. AJ trying to wait on the goal line is going to allow Chronic to bring that down to the ground with ease. Kickoff goal 1 to tie the game. You do everything for him. He records and you edit thumbnail, upload, schedule. Hope you got a nice salary for all that. But seriously, that's what pros should do. By the way, if you're a pro and you're debating whether or not you want to do content, you don't have to. I know there's been some back and forth in the community, but it doesn't have to be very hard. You should be having somebody do just about everything for you. You'll still come out on top. I'm sure with the mid's going rate is one that you could probably still recover from. AJ going for the wave dash 50 at the midfield. It's not enough to get himself an open shot. Chronic almost had the back pass off the back wall. Counterattack. And you might as well get it since he forces a tough save out of AJ. And follows it up quickly for the tie game. Stash looking exotic. Stash looking TRK 114. Wait. Wait, TRK's name is not TRK 114. Isn't it like 115? But now you have me questioning it now that you got it wrong. But are you intentionally taking one off of it in order to further insult me? No, TRK 511. Yeah. Okay, I knew it was a 5. I was like, 114 does not look right. But it's one of those things when somebody gets it wrong and says it to you, it's like all of a sudden you can't think of the right answer anymore. Even though you guaranteed would have been able to think it before they gave you the wrong answer. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Chronic, after the demo, headed to the full field dribble. Tries to tap it just past AJ. AJ has the read, was ready for that. We've seen that exact strategy work multiple times already today. But you're currently on our 7th match stream today. 7th match AJ and Chronic is, since we ran the EU qualifier before this. And we still have one match to go even after this one. And in order to make it easy on me, the players decided to make basically every single game go to game 5. Is there a Mrs. Feer? There's a Dr. Feer, who happens to also be a Mrs. Chronic, double reset into the bump. Chronic! Look at this play. AJ had already popped off quite a bit, but Chronic's trying to match him and maybe even overtake him. Is this still cringe? Oh, still chat calls it cringe. There's just nothing you could do. It doesn't matter how many resets you get before the bump. You're still going to be cringe in Twitch chat's eyes. AJ has the lead still. In a kickoff win, a possession that Chronic does not feel comfortable coming out to challenge. AJ able to get it around him. Should be able to corral it back on target. What kind of doctor? Emergency med. Chronic bumping AJ off the kickoff. He returns right back to where he was before. You can't get rid of me, he says. Now he's able to get the midfield boost. Chronic gets undercut. He's going to be in a bit of a tough spot here. AJ knows that he needs to bring the ball directly to Chronic as soon as possible to take advantage of this boost advantage he has. If he leisurely works his way towards the net, maybe goes for a wall to air dribble, anything of the sort, allows Chronic to reset and play from a much better position. But by cutting the ball in, Chronic's forced to make a tough choice. And chooses wrong. Down 3. Chronic catching and cutting the ball to the bottom left, but a bit wide. Able to undercut AJ. AJ almost found a way to score it still. He actually got himself a great setup. Double off of the back wall, and it sneaks underneath him. Would have been one of the better shots we've seen. Chronic should be able to get his 6th. They kick off for AJ as he tries to hold on to this lead in the final minute. AJ wanted a soft touch that he could get back down to and follow up. He was intentionally trying to make it so that he could get multiple touches in a row, but Chronic still able to steal it away from him. AJ going to back off, give Chronic space, something that's dangerous to do. He actually turns immediately in field, wants Chronic to at least be thinking about whether or not he might be challenging. Now he fully backs off. Chronic takes his air dribble to the ground, far away from the net. Can't even really play it off the bounce because he lands so far away. Unwilling to take the full field dribble, which is something that really not a lot of players can do. But after we just watched Evo games where he scored on every single one of his full field dribbles off the back wall, it was almost surprising to see Chronic not take it. Turn and challenge. He has to do it. He might have an angle right now. He does. Chronic ties the game. He had no choice but to immediately make a play on the ball as the clock winded down, and he was still able to intercept it. 3 seconds now. He could honestly win the game without even going to overtime. AJ trying his best to hold on. Camera checks to see if Chronic is actually going to challenge him at the midfield. He thought maybe he could get away with getting a dribble because Chronic was going to turn and challenge. Didn't work out that way. Chronic wins the kickoff. Did he win it directly in? No. AJ wants to flip to the corner to grab boost as a way to at least get some edge, but doesn't get that. has to just clear the ball. Chronic now in control. 100 to work with. Into the air again. Not the best first touch, but he's been very willing to take these dribbles back down to the ground and protect him on the way there, although he loses control of the ball this time. AJ wall to air dribble. He wants to end the game in style. He goes back to old reliable. Chronic does get bumped, and it is a 9-8 win for AJ. Chronic closes the gap late, but can't fully finish it off as AJ protects the ball on its way into the net. It'll be an early series lead for Optic AJ. Dyes of orange. What? What is that supposed to mean? That's true. He didn't play the Women's History Month decal, and he still won. Dyes of not cringe, by the way, is lives of based. Lives of based if you want to counter the dyes of cringe people. Game number 2. Chronic and AJ. A matchup that has probably happened close to double-digit times, I would imagine, at this point. Two players who have long since been at the top. I don't know if AJ moved into the 1v1 scene like right when he was 15, like early on, like Chronic did. Chronic, I mean, was actually top of the 1v1 scene even before he was 15. I think he was getting second in Salt 9 at 14 years old. I know AJ's been around as a top player in the 1 scene for a long time. Both these guys crafted by the 1s game and help move the meta of the 1s game themselves. Chronic with another kickoff win. A really solid start to this game so far as kickoffs go. Look at this shot, Chronic. The double reset. He's given himself possession after possession. And when he's playing like this, you know he's going to capitalize on him. The double resets have been so pure for Chronic. He plays them on top of each other so well to get extra speed. AJ out of the corner. Does his best to extend the dribble as far as he possibly can, but still can't make it to the back wall. So Chronic takes it away. Able to intercept AJ here. Boost spawns right underneath him. This 50 is very favorable for Chronic. AJ actually almost made it back, but Chronic goes crossbar down. Perfect placement from him. AJ, great recovery. Air rolling to land on the wall clean, and just barely not able to make a play on the ball. AJ winning the race, the midfield boost. Chronic came there with him. Now it's going to have to be recovering late on AJ's dribble. Did such a good job of coming off the ceiling and intercepting. Chronic connect on a bump, no. AJ pops the ball up, hands it off to Chronic. Hasn't been able to find any offense so far in the first couple minutes. Chronic unable to grab a 5th. AJ too quick to the ball. Now Chronic out of the corner. Finds himself above the ball. Able to stick with the play. AJ, this might have been one of his best opportunities. Either one of these guys wanting to slow the game down right now. Chronic might get the best chance to so far. AJ challenges immediately, and will we see AJ forcing the issue on Chronic. In fact, he might even be able to take away possession, which forces Chronic into the air. Reset on the goal line. Wow, what a shot from Chronic. So much mix-up here. The mind games that he plays. First, looks like he's going high, then back down to the ground. No. Pops it right back up to crossbar height. Impossible to get a read on the Gen G Mobile 1 Racing Rocket League player right now. This time Chronic going for the goal line 50. Gets a decent enough one to get a sixth. 6-0. Half the game left to go though. So if you're AJ and you feel you can reset mentally, you are not out of this game number 2. There's the first for AJ. Wins the standard kickoff, finishes it with a flick. AJ setting up a pass by pool shotting Chronic to send the ball into the back wall. Tried to play this behind Chronic, but Chronic did well to hit the brakes on the goal line, not to fly past. AJ, what a smooth shot. We're going to need to see a lot more of this in the next couple minutes. Soft touch to start. Falls into the reset, and Chronic gets baited out into the center of the net. AJ puts it behind him. Wave dash kickoff for AJ. He has been mixing up the kickoff a lot. I've been watching to look, see how he's winning some of these. He actually got a ton of movement on this. Chronic still able to make the save. Chronic. Nice mix up. Instead of starting this dribble early, he chips the ball, pulls off, lets AJ pre-jump. And only after AJ is forced back down to the ground does he play it past him. Slight delay kickoff on Chronic's wave dash. I don't think he meant to turtle, but probably not going to matter. All he needed to really do was make sure AJ did not catch fire. I don't think AJ has. AJ with nothing to lose in the air. Chronic's had some really solid ceiling challenges to prevent these dribbles before they start. Chronic on the goal line in 8th. 50 seconds, 6 goals. They all need to be kickoffs, and they all need to be quick. Chronic wins this one into the orange half. And now it's just AJ looking to see if he can build a bit of momentum. You never know if you're able to throw on a clip. Maybe you build a bit of confidence. Maybe you get a read on something the opponent's doing. There, he is going to throw the forfeit now. 28 seconds left to go. I'll pause it and end it for him. Game number 2 for Chronic, 8-2. Series tied as we move on. Game number 3. Wave dash kickoff is matched. AJ has channeled the power of Women's History Month once again. It got him a reverse sweep in the previous series, and he's decided he needs to dip into the bag of tricks in this series as well. Chronic, though, really impressive pre-flip out to the ball in order to protect it from being able to get cleared. Dunks it right in for the first. How many replays have you saved? I have a ton of replays saved. They don't take up a lot of space, which is nice. Chronic trying to pop the ball over AJ. There wasn't a ton of room to pop the ball and still not overshoot it. It's proven by Chronic's attempt there. He was able to chase AJ down and block his path of escape as he tries to carry the ball. AJ should be able to get his first as he's able to steal all the back corner boosts, or not necessarily steal. I guess you could argue those are his. But beat Chronic in the race. Trying to win the race in the midfield this time around. Chronic undercuts AJ and completely sacrifices possession of the ball. It does grab the midfield boost. AJ going to the ceiling late forces the downward arc of his dribble to have to happen. You know, he can't afford to reset and pop it any higher. I think it makes it a little bit easier for his defender to play against. It's one of the benefits of Evo's really long dribbles. They were always arcing down at just the right time, where it makes the decision for the defender tough. You certainly aren't going to end up too high as you approach if you're starting from the back wall. Chronic going to decline to start one from his back corner. Instead, he likes to take him from the ground. Double resets. They have been almost 100%. He gets the demo. He lets the ball roll slowly in. Once Chronic has the second reset, it becomes a 100% chance that he scores. That second reset gives him just enough to go over the top. Chronic starts a dribble from his own box. Decides to get and use the reset immediately. Does not catch AJ off guard, who has dove all the way into Chronic's back corner without grabbing boost. So it'll be Chronic with another wall to air dribble, pass to himself off the ceiling. A soft touch, a musty! Or a breezy if you really want to be technical. But 111 kilometer per hour banger. No matter what you call it, it's a banger. My goodness. AJ not even in the realm of saving that one. Trying to delay this kickoff. Chronic reads it. Can't quite get a goal. AJ should have a free counter. He likes to take the safe method that involves 2 touches, although he probably could have boomed a power shot if the situation really asked for it. AJ tried to fight for the ball at the midfield. Not likely to come out with either the ball or boost. Chronic taps past him. It's going to be a goal. 6-2. AJ needs to stop the momentum. Finished last game with a forfeit. 30 seconds left to go. Heading into this one, Chronic picked up exactly where he left off. AJ undercuts to give himself a bit of space. What a crazy setup. Sometimes AJ is moving so quick on his dribbles. Most players are so much slower. Chronic single reset this time. It's going to work just as effectively as 2. Probably has a lot to do with AJ's late recovery. Only able to pick up a couple pads and try and set up in net. He's getting there much later than he would like to be in order to make a proper save attempt. Chronic kickoff win. He refuses to stop the attack through the air. Chronic, no way you find a way to score this. Thank goodness. I don't think our hearts could take it. Does prevent the counterattack potentially. AJ actually sneaks it around him off the post. He was trying to slot it in the bottom left corner. He just barely missed that, but he did prevent Chronic from being able to get it clear. quad would have absolutely gone crazy. Chronic attacking on the ground this time. Straight down the center of the field. A fake! A soft touch! Just a bit too soft. It definitely got AJ to miss. Never mind. He follows it up. This is a crazy fake from Chronic. Goes up, makes it look like he's looking to attack the ball early, but peels off and gets the feathery soft wheel touch. AJ has to make a low speed save, and Chronic has the second attempt, so 8-3. Similar deficit that we saw from AJ. He didn't give up on the game, though, until about 30 seconds left. 9-3. Chronic, the resets. They've started to work at every occasion. A lot of that has happened because AJ seems like he's starting to grasp for straws in terms of ways to defend Chronic. He can't win a kickoff either. Chronic has had full control of the kickoffs, and this is something that I know, having watched AJ when he streams ones, definitely gets to him when he isn't able to figure out his kickoff. And I think he thinks he doesn't have the best one for 1v1. He can feel like it's impossible to come back in a game. Minute left to go. Certainly we need to see some magic. AJ, I don't even think can afford to wall to air dribble. He literally just has to cut it directly at the net. Has no other choice. And 11-3 makes it, what is that, an 8-goal lead for AJ with 40 seconds. Or sorry, for Chronic with 40 seconds. AJ is electing to play this one out. Great setup. I mean, there's times when AJ comes off the wall and it looks like he's freestyling. Like, I don't know how else to put it, but he's playing it so pure and so almost like predetermined, it seems, that it's just trying to set up a freestyle type shot. He's going to pre-jump Chronic's dribble. Can he score last? He did get the reset as he flew underneath that ball. Will it be 12-3? Will it be 11-4? Seems like it'll probably just hit the ground. Game number 3 goes to Chronic. AJ gonna need a serious regain as the series moves on if he wants to advance to the final. Yo, RW is our savior? I think I read that right. I know I've had to read this 11 times. Thank you for the tier 1 for 11 months. Is there a bracket? Exclamation point bracket. Game number 4. If you guys were wondering who was going to win this one, let me spoil it for you. It's going to be AJ. Because every single game, whenever I agree to cast or I decide to schedule that I'm going to be playing 8 games in one day, everybody makes sure they all go to game 5. That being said, Chronic does not want that to happen. Hook shot to start this one. Chronic picking up with the kickoff dominance, and I think that's what really makes this series seem like it's slipping out of AJ's hands right now. You can't figure out the kickoff. There's nothing you can do against a guy like Chronic. You haven't really seen a terrible lot of mixing up from AJ, I don't feel. Normally when the kickoffs are getting this out of hand, you'll see a lot of fakes. Oh my goodness, Chronic is just... he's just automatic right now. I mean, watch this from AJ's perspective. See what he can maybe do here. Playing off only a couple pads. Chronic just... as he's playing perfectly in the air. And he keeps this ball effortlessly away from AJ. AJ needs a little bit of offense, and why not off the back of a double? No way! Is this not going to go in for AJ? AJ needed that one so bad for the mental, if nothing else. Such a great shot that doesn't convert. Chronic in and out of the net. Has the save. A minute into this game number 4. It's 3-0. Chronic has picked up right where he left off in the previous games. Wave dash kickoff for Chronic. We saw a standard for AJ. AJ gets possession, but he'll likely have to give it over very shortly as he dives into the corner with Chronic without boost. Now Chronic a ground dribble. He's been prioritizing the air, but if he can do this on the ground, why has he not gone for this more often? 119 kilometer per hour hook shot that he backflips out of in order to not overcommit, but it doesn't matter when you hit that kind of shot. It's going in. 4-0 for Chronic. A player that just looks so deep in the zone right now. AJ. Wall to air, dribble ceiling heights. Flick leaves a bit to be desired and lands on the post, which means it's a goal for Chronic. 5-0 as AJ searches for something to hold on to. Wave dash kickoff matched with Chronic, but still Chronic's favor. Oh, Chronic 360ing into the 50. He just has the golden touch right now. Absolutely everything is working for him. AJ fell for the mind game. You see him attacking the ball in a position where he's expecting that flick. It doesn't come. Chronic wave dash kickoff. He is just relentless right now. Make it 7-0. 3 minutes left. It's not impossible for AJ. How have I not won a kickoff in 2 games? Yeah, I'm telling you, this is something that AJ really keeps track of. And he knows that it is hard to win a 1v1 game when you cannot win the kickoffs. And he has, like he said, I have to agree, I don't think he's won a kickoff in a couple games. I mean, he is known to exaggerate like any player is in a situation like this, but it's not even that terrible of an exaggeration. Chronic truly has fully controlled the game by never letting a kickoff go in AJ's favor. I think at this point, AJ's in the lab. If I had to guess, AJ just wants more kickoff reps against Chronic. He wants to see if he can figure it out. He's a guy who has been heavily in the lab for ranked Royale. I haven't double-checked everybody's games played, but I wouldn't be surprised if AJ was near the top, if not number 1. He's going to miss this one, though. I think at this point, he's kind of tilted out of the midfield game. If I had to guess, AJ is fully just locked in on seeing if he can win kickoffs. He might not be able to come back in this game, but who are we to stop him from trying to work out in the kickoff lab? Chronic, obviously a good opponent to test out on. Oh, Chronic's not letting you have anything. AJ wins it. But of course, Chronic makes it back and keeps it out. And now AJ's back into his just give me another kickoff sequence, it seems. And Chronic is happy to oblige. 10-0. We're just going to watch it from AJ's perspective. Because why not? Chronic is delaying. He's doing his best to give AJ an honest try at every kickoff. I mean, he's not just going standard every time to try and let AJ back. He's continuing to mix up like anybody should do in a 1v1 game, although Chronic's not going to rush to score more. He wants out of the game, so he's going to force AJ to try and come make a play. He wants another kickoff. AJ wall dash, long shots. Will put him on the board. It won't be a total skunk in game 4. Delay kickoff again for Chronic. Another win. AJ gonna throw the GGs despite doing his best to try and win a couple kickoffs. Wait, we'll see if who won Feer? I don't know yet. Pogo? Victory Pogo, as is tradition. I don't know how Chronic does. Can you Pogo? Chat wants to see you pogo. Chat, Peepo Pogo if you want to see Chronic Pogo, right? I'm sure you do. It's not just me, right? Right? Double reset. Wait, triple. Wait, Chronic, you forgot the Pogo part. I think you forgot the Pogo part. You just hit a quad reset. That's a 0 out of 10. That's a 0 out of 10 for the Pogo. GG's. Wisty won, says chat. I wasn't able to relay that to Chronic, but we'll be back in a few minutes to finish this out. Actually, I'm going to end this game here. Whoops, I got to pause it and end it so we get the clean ending. Chronic 3-1. I believe a gentleman's sweep, right? AJ, I think, won the first. And then Chronic took him completely out of the game. I mean, the momentum really only switched once. Once Chronic had it figured out, it was over.